It's almost Halloween. Well, technically the stores are starting to say so anyway, but we got a new holiday Halloween slasher that's got a Celtic myth legend to it. Yeah, it's a Americana Celtic monster slasher. Let's get into it. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review of a new movie coming to Screambox from Bloody Disgusting called Creeping Death. That's right, just in time for the holiday, a slasher for you to enjoy. And it's a pretty gory one at that. Now, Creeping Death is a story about this boy who is living with his father and his mother. His mother's sick, and it is Halloween, and he is forced to stay at home to watch over her because she is slowly fading away. This is Tim's favorite holiday, and he isn't even able to hang out with his friends. And while Tim's stuck at home, his friends are out causing trouble and steal a package off an old man's porch that happens to be a donation to a Celtic demon and unleashes hell on Earth. And Tim gets wrapped up in the mix of it. Is he able to stop it once and for all? Will his mother live? That's Creeping Death. This is a movie that is written and directed by Matt Sampier, who also stars in this movie as Tim. Independent film, of course, so, it's not going to be in your major theaters. The acting, I think, is maybe on par or something like Terrifier in a way, but the acting is a little overdramatic, and there is a lot of melodrama in this film before we get to all the goodies. There are a couple of snack treats along the way for all our gorehounds out there that will enjoy some of the gore on offer, but it's not all gore all the time. And I will say that the character, the creature, the slasher in this film, the Celtic spirit, Aos Si, is actually pretty cool looking, and they do some pretty cool effects with it and have some pretty amazing shots. Not the whole film, of course, but there are some really good shots in this film, like this one. These are the kind of things that made me want to see Creeping Death. While I knew it was going to be, of course, a smaller budget, I still like to give them a fair shake and see if they're entertaining and how it goes along. Now, this is not a comedy movie, but there are some bits in the very end that were surprisingly funny, and I didn't really understand why they were in there, but they kind of added some sort of levity to the situation that I think kind of took away from the film. It's in there, and I think it was just an attempt to kind of balance out some sort of form of entertainment for this movie, because a lot of the movie is spent with Tim and his mom, who is slowly passing away, and a lot of it is pretty, serious, like really very serious. Some of his friends who do this stupid act and come to the door to hang out with him that night while he's watching his mom really bring terror to the front doorstep, and like I said, gory and silly and a little over serious. Now, there isn't as much crying as something like Twin Peaks. But that's like weird in a weird way that I can kind of accept. With this one, it felt so serious that it was just kind of out of place a little bit. Like, it was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm not trying to be mean here, but I feel like this is just like, okay, some of it was a little touching, and there was some moments between Tim and his mom that I actually kind of felt like believable. It's not exactly the highest tier of acting. It wasn't too bad for, a moment there. But for the most part, this is just kind of over the top. Creature goes attacking, slasher, breaking arms off, smashing people's heads, like a ton of like weird gore in the film, but it's all spread out in various sections, although at the very end part, it does pick up a little bit. Ultimately, I like the dark aspect of this film and what they were going for in the film, because it does have this sort of really dark thing about it. And the music is kind of like that retro sort of synth-wavy, dark synth style, and it's not bad, actually. I kind of liked a lot of it, that it kind of flowed with the movie and made it have this sort of atmosphere about it. But I feel like it just didn't really shine off as far as the elements of scare that they were supposed to be. Even if it does have a couple of cool shots in the film, I just wanted to kind of see everybody get shredded like instantly. I mean, granted, I understand this. He's trying to build a story here, some entertainment. It wasn't my kind of thing. And I think a lot of people are going to struggle with some of the melodrama in this movie and some of the dry spaces of no gore, because I feel like while I understand that if I were to make a movie, I'd want to have some elements of actual meaning in my film, not just a gore film. I think a lot of the people that are going to want to watch this film are going to be people who just want to see gore and just a very vapid story, which I'm not saying this is the deepest thing ever, but there are some moments in there that they're trying to go for some Oscars and they're not exactly equipped for that, but it just felt that way a little bit. And I think it just wore on me as a viewer a little bit, but it's still got some blood and some fun to be had. A lot of poor choices that people make, a lot of arguments that shouldn't be had, a lot of like reasoning that just doesn't make sense. But that's what a slasher is, guys. So I can't fault it for that, so to speak. But the melodrama, yeah, I can. But yeah, this is coming out tomorrow on Screambox. You can check it out for yourself. For me, I'm somewhere at about a 5, maybe a 5.5 on an independent. I thought they did pretty decent considering that it's on par or just below something like Terrified as far as acting goes, but not as good and not as good of gore, but the gore is pretty decent. I would say like a 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5 at the most, you know, for the gore. They like do put it in there and I appreciate that. So I just felt like I wanted more, but I'm kind of a gore hound. So yeah, what do you want from me? At the end of the day, it's holiday season and we need to watch some movies, as many as we can that have Halloween in them, because we need to be in the spirit. This isn't a bad one to watch, and it's on Screambox on the 10th. So check it out. Maybe you'll like it more than I did. Anyway, what do you guys think? What did you think of the trailer? Have you seen the trailer yet? Let me know what you think of this film, and are you going to check it out tomorrow when it comes out? And if you do see it tomorrow, what did you think of it? Let me know in the comment section down below. But hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, and the little bell notification to let you know when I got a new video up. We got a lot of reviews up. Check them out. But other than that, thanks for coming by, guys. And as always, long live the void.